everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into China Yuchai International's annual report. This company's in the engine business, and let me tell you, trying to understand their financial situation is like trying to fix an engine with only a screwdriver. It can get a little messy. We'll try to keep it clean and interesting. It's a bit of a twisty road because they're dealing with everything from international trade spats to the rise of electric vehicles. So let's see how they're navigating all this. First things first, this is a Form 20-F, which is what foreign companies use to file their annual reports with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. It's like a 10K report, but for companies based outside the US, and as usual, this annual report covers everything from who's running the show to the potential risks they face. So a big chunk of their investors are actually right here in the US, which makes this report super important for anyone keeping an eye on their operations. Now, before we get to those juicy financials, let's talk about what keeps these guys up at night, the risks. And right off the bat, China Yuchai spells it out that the health of their business is pretty much tied to the overall Chinese and global economies. If things go south economically, they're going to feel it big time. Also, changes in Chinese government policies could really shake things up. So basically, they're at the mercy of both the market and the government. And get this, they also mention interest rate and foreign currency movements as a potential risk, which is understandable. If the renminbi, the Chinese currency, takes a nosedive, it's not going to be pretty for them. Okay, let's swiftly move to another major component, financial statements. Alright, let's crack open the numbers. In 2024, China Yuchai's revenue hit RMB 19.1 billion. That's about 2.7 billion US dollars. It's up 6% from the previous year, which sounds good, right? But here's the thing, engine sales did jump by about 14%, which means they're moving more product, but the revenue increase is relatively small. That could mean they're selling their engines for less, maybe because of increased competition, which can put a squeeze on those profit margins. This company is an accelerated filer, which means that they're not that small of a company after all. Also worth noticing is the fact that one of their largest customers is also a competitor and is part of their competitor's company group. Makes you wonder about the dependency and potential market advantage that gives to the competitor. Their gross profit margin barely budged, inching up to 14.7% from 14.1%. It doesn't seem like it is that big of a deal. They're also throwing more money into research and development, about RMB 985 million, to try to maintain market share. But here's a kicker, despite the increase in sales, their operating profit actually went down by 2%. That could indicate operational inefficiencies or something that has to do with management's decisions, something to keep in mind. There is even a section in this report dedicated to whether or not the company has had issues with inspections that may have led to Yuchai being placed on the unverified list, UVL, which is a supplement to the Export Administration Regulations, or EA, which the report says occurred in October of 2022. Alright, time to make sense of all of this. On the surface, China Yuchai looks like they're keeping afloat in a pretty turbulent industry. They are not quite setting the world on fire, but they're not sinking either. Their success really hinges on how well they manage the shift towards new energy vehicles, keep those costs down, and navigate the complex relationship with the Chinese government. Now, here's my take. China Yuchai has potential, but there are definitely risks to consider, especially the intense competition and the shadow of government policy changes. I would say that they're worth watching, but maybe not jumping into just yet. See if they can innovate their way into the electric future and prove that they can still rev up profits in a changing world. Alright, that's our breakdown for today. Let me know what you think about China Yuchai in the comments. Do you see them as a long-term player, or are their engines running out of steam? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.